It's one thing, not so much what we are cooking up in the kitchen, but who we're cooking with, because we've got one of those restaurants that the Carbone family has been a mainstay in Hartford since the 1930s. Do I have that right? Yeah, I think so. Well, these two have not been there since the 30s, but over at Carbone's Prime and Carbone's Hospitality, they're still going to give you the same meal that they would have given you back in the 1930s. Do I have that right, Matt Ambrose?
Yes, you do.
Absolutely. You've studied the books the grandma that the Carbones have passed down, and you know it backwards and forwards.
Yes, I do.
Excellent. We're going to put you to work right now. Also, Colby Phillips is here. He's the GM over Prime. Nice to see you.
Nice
you're
to see
not
you as
you're
well.
not cooking, so I'll get to you in a minute. What are we doing here for a nice ravioli dish with the ravioli we made in-house?
So today we're doing the wild mushroom ravioli. It's a blend of maitake, royal trumpet, and lion's mane mushrooms.
Take a look at these mushrooms if you can, and then we have the there they are. Those are not your normal button mushrooms. Why bother?
Well, you know, wild mushrooms, they have a different range of flavors than your standard mushrooms you get at the grocery store.
And they're also healthier, and for a lot of different reasons, right?
Yeah, now it's kind of a trendy thing now. The wild mushrooms.
Thank you for the honesty, Chef. I appreciate it.
But,
you can get those in a lot of places. Do you cook them any differently, or I see you turning them really fast?
yeah, so this pan's nice and hot, so you can get a good sear. You don't want to burn them. You know, when I added the salt, kind of draws the water out, so
Right.
it's going to burn them pretty quick.
Love that.
You got to pay attention.
Great tip. You pay attention, and that we'll talk to Colby, who I would imagine when you are a young man in a veteran restaurant, do you have to come up with new creative ideas, or do you just stay with the old stuff and rock on?
You know, I think we kind of keep the tradition of Carbones and, you know, the Italian theme, but, you know, we still want to be growing and get innovative and come up with some new ideas and bring new items to the menu and, you know, always trying new wines and things like that.
I do that. All right, so these are nice and sufficiently brown, and then we're going to chop them up and put them into a couple of pasta sheets, right?
Yeah, so the filling's a little different. You got, you know, some cheeses in there, like, you know, throws a little goat cheese in there, mascarpone, but nothing too crazy to overpower.
And we're going to have the recipe for that on our website at fox61.com. I'll ask you the same question. Young man, veteran restaurant, tough to stay in line or get creative?
Well, I've been there a long time. You know, I work my way through the ranks, so I kind of gained his trust a little bit. As long as I prove that it works, he allows me to do it.
There you go. You guys are doing new stuff. You've got, I love this, the pasta that they're making for this dish comes from a new fancy schmancy thing you brought in from Italy, right?
We did, yeah. I think back in May or June, we had our custom Italian pasta machine from Rome finally make its way over, so we're proud to be able to make all homemade pasta for both of our restaurants in Bloomfield and Rocky Hill.
And soon to be where?
In downtown Hartford.
Love that.
Yes.
We're coming back to downtown, which I think is great. When are we opening?
Hopefully end of this year is our goal.
Okay, so we've got the wild mushrooms already. We've got the sauce. What'd you add to it in terms of cream?
So I added, this is a brandy cream sauce we make. It's just very simple. Shallots, garlic, herbs, brandy, and then reduced cream.
I love that. I asked him if he brought the brandy with him to make a fire. He said, no, I didn't want to torch the building. Or my eyebrows. Thank you for that. I love that they put the wine by me because you guys are doing some wine specials as well, right?
Yes, we are. Every Monday at both of our restaurants, we do a little wine promo. So we do 50% off bottles of wine. You know, we brought some fun stuff in. So come by on Mondays and enjoy those promos.
Plate that up if it's already there, Chef. I love that. That's a good idea. And I will be honest with you, Colby and Matt. You know, when I knew you were coming in, I said, okay, I was curious to see what you were going to do because you are an institution for old school Italian. And yet here you are, the proof is in the pudding, that we're making some creative changes. Because I would imagine back in the 1930s, they didn't give a care about the kind of mushrooms that were fashionable, right?
No, you can ask Vinny's dad. He tells me all the time.
Just a hunt. You can catch him at Carbone's Prime. We appreciate you coming in. Colby, Matt, nice to see you. I'm going to eat some of this during the break. Symphony, I might share some for you.